Hola, how is everyone? I hope good. I am Sunny with Healing Power of Divine Universe, and I am here with a reading on what does your father think of you? What is your father really thinking about when he thinks of you? What does he think of you as a human being? What does he think of your decisions, with the way your life's going, and so on and so on? So, first off, if you haven't already subscribed to my channel, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you're notified when I upload more videos. Hit the like button and share this video if you think others can benefit from my messages. Otherwise, let's get started. Oh, and if you'd like to donate to my channel, there's a link below. It'd be greatly appreciated. Anyways, now let's get started. So, the first card I pulled is Four of Wands, Reward. So he finds you to be a very rewarding person. Maybe he feels rewarded to have you as his daughter or son. Maybe he feels that you're going to be rewarded for your hard work, your effort, and the things that you have really put into motion, your achievements, your goals, and just for whom you are, for what you stand for in this world. But he definitely finds you to be a reward that he's very proud of, and that probably gives a lot to him, and that he would like to give back to you. Maybe he hasn't always been there for you. Maybe he was really absent throughout your life, and now he can really look at you in a different light, and he's really looking at you as you are a reward to him from, the higher above, from the universe, and he can really see your value and what kind of person you are and what you offer this world, yourself, and then of course him. So we have Four of Pentacles, security. So he knows that you are definitely a secure person, that you can create security in your life by your hard work that you do, maybe your relationships with other people, but he really finds security with you. Maybe you're a very loyal, giving and loving person, and that creates the security between you both, or maybe he's that way towards you, or maybe he wants to provide security for you if, again, he hasn't done that for you in the past. We have Eight of Swords, restriction. So at this moment, he's feeling a little restricted from you. Maybe you guys had a falling out. Maybe, like I said, you just haven't had the best relationship, and he's feeling a restriction between you two. And I think that he's wanting to break that restriction. He's wanting to take all these Eight of Swords and kind of toss them aside and allow you to come together and maybe create security and a bond together that, most fathers, daughters, and sons have. So he would like to get rid of that restriction. Forgiveness. Healing comes from acceptance. Help me, dear Lord, to fully accept what is, knowing that this alone will open me to the new. So he's either wanting forgiveness from you, or he's wanting forgiveness, or he's wanting you to forgive him. But he's wanting whatever the situation is between you both to have forgiveness and be able to open up and have a more healthy, loving, unconditional loving relationship, to bond, to, build a security between both of you, and to really progress in life and to really enjoy one another from this point on. And maybe he really regrets if he didn't do that in the past. Abundance. Divine Beloved, please show me how to feel fully deserving to receive. I release my ego's plan and open to being a vehicle for abundance. So he definitely finds you to be a very abundant person. Maybe you create abundance with your relationship with your father. Abundance comes in many ways. It could come in financial ways. It could come in with relationships with our family, our friends, a spouse or loved one. But he really finds you to be a very abundant person, which makes him a very proud father. Feelings. Emotions want to be felt. You really can't surrender something until you deeply feel it. Allow me, dear Divine, to offer all emotions to you, filling them fully so they no longer hold me captive. So maybe his emotions, his feelings towards you has really just burst open, and now he's able to really feel, and maybe he's able to understand you a lot better than what he did in the past. Maybe you are a very sensitive, loving person, and you grew up in a family that wasn't very sensitive and loving, and there wasn't very much love in the home, and maybe that really singled you out from everyone else. And I think that maybe the older that your father's gotten, the more that he's really stepped into his feelings, and he's really wanting to really have feelings towards each other, to really embrace the love that you have between one another, and with that forgiveness that's he would like to create between you two, that he really wants to feel his emotions towards you. He wants you to feel your emotions towards him. Maybe he wants you to speak your emotions, harsh or not. But there's always, even if we're angry with our fathers for maybe some actions that they did in the past, everything we've done in our life is mistakes that probably none of us are, not every part of our past is, but we all make mistakes, and we're all supposed to be forgiven from those mistakes, especially if we learn from them and we grow and we really try to connect and make things right with ourselves, with the universe, and with other people. So maybe your father's wanting you to forgive him and to allow him to come into your life and not feel so restricted from you. So we have the Ten of Swords. Ooh. So that's the endings. Endings are good. The Ten of Swords, it's always not a very welcoming card, because of the fact is that you have had all these 10 swords stuck in your back. And maybe your father did this to you. Maybe your father really created a situation for you that was not idealistic. Maybe it really hindered your growth in life. Maybe it just really hurt you on an emotional level that's not even explainable, if I could talk, that you're not even to really explain to anyone how that felt, to have those 10 swords stuck in your back, especially by your own father. Or it could be vice versa. Put your, you got to put your situation into whichever side that you're on. But I'm feeling that in this case, I'm feeling that the father really did you wrong. He did something to really hinder your growth, and that maybe he's really stepped up to that responsibility of admitting what he did. Maybe he's really ashamed, and he's really wanting your forgiveness to be able to move on and to have happier, healthier relationships and boundaries. So we have the Six of Wands. So this is victory. So he sees you to be very victorious. Sorry, somebody's yelling outside. Hold on. Sorry about that. I'm not in the best neighborhood, to be honest, so just let me throw that out there. Anyways, he finds you to be very victorious, that, people are really looking up to you because you have achieved a lot in your life, and maybe you have been in a battle with your father, maybe you have been in a battle with other people, or maybe even with yourself. Maybe you're in a battle with just yourself, your dark thoughts, your addictions, or whatever your case is, but you have really strive to heal yourself and to really grow into the person that you want to be and that you're supposed to become. And I think that your father's very proud of that, and he can really see the changes that you've made, and he can really look at the situation and really see the mistakes, if he made mistakes, that he made, or maybe the good things that he did for you. I mean, it doesn't always have to be negative, but with the Ten of Swords coming up, I feel that something was off balance, that something wasn't right, and maybe you were treated unfairly. And I think that your father's really seeing that, and he's really wanting to have forgiveness for that, and to really step up to the plate and be that father that you need him to be. Even if you're an adult yourself, even if it's been 44 years or whatever, your father really is wanting to really step up and really take that responsibility and maybe admit his faults and ask you for forgiveness. We have the World card. Now, the World is triumph and achievements, success and happiness. So again, you have another card that's saying that you have victory, that you really triumphed over something that was really difficult in your life, that you have really, projected yourself to achieving what you're wanting to achieve in life, and that you're just going to have much more success coming your way. And he's very proud of you. Maybe you had to stand your ground. Maybe you've had to stand alone, and people and your father really recognize the strength and the courage and just how hard it has been for you, not maybe having your father there to defend you. That, we always assume that our parents and, our siblings and the people that we love are always going to have our back and just really be there when we need them the most. And at times people aren't, and at times our families are not. And it is not to say that they're bad people, and because I don't want to ever plague anybody to be a bad person. Do we make wrong decisions? I believe we all do. You know, we're all human. We all make choices, and we all fail at some things in our life. But that doesn't mean that we have to continue to do that, and it doesn't mean that we don't deserve forgiveness. So I think that he really recognizes all this, the strength and willpower and everything that you've really put into your life, even if he wasn't there to help you along the way. But he really, I'm feeling very emotional. I think he's really wanting forgiveness from you, and I think that, you know, it makes us better people, and it makes us bigger people if we're able to forgive and really let that hurt and pain and sorrow and traumas or whatever be left in the past and really move into our future, because you know life is so short that we're not guaranteed to have these people in our life forever. So that's just something to think about. Even if you're like, fuck my dad, he was never there or whatever, really you need to change your thought process and really turn the anger into love and just forgiveness. So we have the Seven of Wands, and the Seven of Wands is defending position, overcoming obstacles. So I think that your father has seen you really defend your position, really stand your ground, like I said before, and I think he's very proud of you. I think that you might have been in a situation that's just been really difficult and just has really wore you down and really knocked you off of knowing who you are and what you stand for, and not having that support that you needed to keep going and to really feel loved and wanted and accepted in this world. So he wants you to know that, you know, maybe you don't have to defend your position anymore. Maybe you don't have to explain yourself or explain the choices that you've made and explain where you're at in your life at this moment and why you do the things you do and why you did the things you did in the past. Maybe that's what he's wanting to do. Maybe he's defending you instead of you having to fight and defend yourself all the time. Maybe he stepped into his power and he's like, you know what? My daughter or my son really needs me, and they've been fighting a battle or a situation on their own for so long that I'm really going to step in and I'm going to take over, and I'm going to really allow them to step back and just let me handle things. So that's kind of what I'm feeling. We have the Four of Wands. Now, the Four of Wands is stability, it's holidays, and even marriage plans. So maybe you are a very stable person. Maybe he's wanting to go on a holiday with you or just spend holidays with you. Maybe you haven't spent any holidays with your father and he really has missed that. Or maybe he's really stepped into his power to where he wants to really include you into his life and include you into, you know, family gatherings and really make holidays special for you. And maybe you've really missed out on that. So maybe he sees that somebody's going to come in and propose to you. Maybe somebody has asked your father if they could have your hand in marriage. I mean, who knows? I mean, it doesn't even have to be that. Maybe your father has marriage plans. Who knows? But we have the Eight of Coins. Now, the Eight of Coins is going to be new job, money-making venture for existing talents. So if you are creating a new job, if you have your own business and you're really trying to create a new business to start making, you know, a financial gain and really starting to grow and expand and really putting your talents out there so for people to see and for people to hear. Sometimes maybe you're on YouTube, you have your own YouTube channel and you're really trying to project out the gifts that God has given you to other people to help people along the way, you know, down their journey of this difficult life that at times that we have to live. And maybe your father watches your YouTube channel and he just thinks that you're doing great and he's just very proud of you. And that's just an example. I mean, it could be anything. You could be a craftsman. You could, you know, build houses for a living, and he's able to see the houses that you're building and he just thinks it's beautiful and wonderful and he's very proud. So we have intuition. So he definitely knows that you are a very intuitive person, that people cannot pretty much get away with anything. If you're like me, my intuition just is like on point. I can tell when somebody's a true person. I can tell when somebody's telling me a lie, when they're trying to fool me. If I don't feel right about a situation, my intuition's just really strong. And they say that a lot about water signs. But I think everybody has intuition. People just need to really tap into it and really allow it to guide you and project you, and other people for the realness of the world. If somebody's really being honest with you, if somebody's really just trying to fuck you over or trying to betray you and deceive you. Before I went through all the harsh stuff I've gone through in my life and all the bullshit I've had to deal with, my intuition would tell me, but I really never paid attention to it. And then I had something really big happen to me, and the universe was like almost punching me in my gut, like, hello, why aren't you seeing what's going on here? And even though people, tend to say I'm crazy, oh, you're wrong. I'm like, you know what? No, I'm not, because the universe wouldn't be telling me this if I was wrong. The universe isn't going to lie to me. People are going to lie to me. And I really had to really step into that power and to really allow my intuition to guide me in every direction. Even if it was a get away from my own family, I had to listen to the divine. And that's what I've done. And it's really taken me on this journey that's been very difficult, because it's been very difficult to accept the things that I know and I feel about other people and even myself. So, I'm not excluding myself from this intuition, because, I've struggled with addiction my entire life. And even though I felt stuff, I still would ignore it because I wanted to fulfill myself with whatever I was fulfilling my needs with at that time. I've been on this roller coaster of addiction my entire life, and it's been a very difficult thing, because I didn't want people to know, obviously. I wasn't proud of it, but it's not something that I'm not ashamed of, and I'm glad I was able to go through it, because I can now help other people that feel like they can't beat addiction, and I could be, a little bit of a light for people to be like, this person went through this and this and this and this. They struggled with this addiction and this addiction and this addiction. And, I'd get rid of one addiction, but then I'd cover it up with another addiction. And then over and over and over and over until I finally just got sick of having addictions, to where I just was like, no more. And I really prayed to the universe to please heal me, to help me heal, to beat this addiction I was so addicted to. And within about a week, it was hard, sure. I was craving it, I was wanting it, but within about a week, I was like, man, I feel fucking amazing. And I do feel amazing. I didn't think I could live with not having something, holding me, or like holding in all the emotions that I had held in for so long, and all the thoughts and just all the things I didn't ever want to feel. I never thought I could live a life that I could work through those and heal from those and really project them out into the universe and leave them there and keep moving on. But through this process, I have learned that, yeah, I can, even if it hurts, even if it takes me a long time, even if it really leaves me, down and out and depressed and just feeling, there's no light at the end of the tunnel. I finally, pick myself back up and I look, and there's the light at the end of the tunnel. So we have power. So he finds you to be an extremely powerful person. If it's your strength, if it's just your willpower, if it's just your courage, if it's just standing up for what's right for you and what's right for other people around you. But you're a very powerful person, and your dad really sees that. And your dad really, honestly, is not jealous of it, but a little bit envious of it, because people that are very powerful and that have a lot of strength and courage and can just beat through all the shit that comes at us and all the bad things, people are envious of that because they feel like they can't do that. But that's wrong, because we all can do that. We can all stand in our power. We can take our power back from everybody that's taken it from us and say, no more, get the fuck away from me. Go deal with your own life. Stop worrying about my life. Let me have my power back so I can continue to live and move down that journey and really have a successful, happy life. And I think that your dad sees that, and he really is proud of you for standing in your power, for not letting every little thing or every rumor or gossip or anything that people have said about you stop you from being for who you are, stop you from moving down that path, stop you from wanting more in life and really striving for that. Moving on. So he sees that you're moving on from a very difficult situation, maybe moving on from him. Maybe he's going to have to accept that, but I can't speak for everyone. I do want to bring up forgiveness again, because I think forgiveness is really important in life. It really helps us heal the wounds that we have, and be able to really strengthen bonds with people that we do truly love. So we have guilt. So your father feels a lot of guilt. Maybe he wasn't there for you when you needed him to be there for you. Maybe you tried to ask him for help and he just wouldn't help you. Maybe there's something going on in your life and you're trying to get someone to listen, and you turned to your family and nobody in your family was there. But he feels a lot of guilt. But in that, with that being said, he needs to definitely feel that guilt. He needs to heal from it and release it, because we can't carry around guilt and all those burdens around with us forever, because that's not healthy for any of us. We have friendship. So he really looks at you as a wonderful friend, that he's hoping that you can develop a really good friendship and have a very healthy friendship from this point on, or maybe you've had it for your entire life, but he looks at you and he really wants to create a strong friendship with you. Humor. So he finds you to be funny. So maybe you're kind of a quirky little thing and you just kind of crack off, or you do silly things, and he likes that. He finds you bring humor into his life, is what I'm trying to say. And that's a really good quality for each and every one of us, because we all should find some humor in life, even at our deep, darkest, shittiest times in life. So religion and spirituality. So maybe he judged you. Maybe he's religious and you're spiritual, and maybe people perceived, when people don't know what spirituality is, they perceive it so much different. They perceive it to be dark and like witchy, and I am a witch. I mean, I come from a long line of witches, and I'm proud of it. I'm proud of every little ounce of blood, everything that the universe has given me, every power, every gift, and everything that I am. I'm so proud of myself, because I am this person that I'm speaking of. Almost, I've been through that. I've been hurt. I've been left. I've been abandoned. I've been made to feel like I'm different because I'm unique and I believe certain things, and people really shun me. But I think that people are starting to really open their eyes to spirituality, and I think people are starting to tap into it, because spirituality brings us closer to God, to the divine, the universe, and people don't realize that. Yes, religion does also, and I would never knock somebody for being religious. That is everyone's opinion, and I really do sincerely appreciate everybody's own opinions, the way they want to worship whomever they want to worship, and so on. But I think spirituality really has a bad name for itself, because people don't understand it. People are afraid of it, and but once they kind of tap into it and they really start doing things that really are connecting them to the divine, to the universe, and really start understanding that it is just so full of unconditional love and happiness. And people like me that have gifts that God has given me to use and help people and see things and know things is not the devil, it's God. God works through us as human beings. We're light workers. We're here to help the world be a better place. We're here to spread unconditional love. We're here to change people's minds when they don't look at spirituality as being something from God, and so on. So keep the faith. So he definitely knows that you have a lot of faith in yourself, in love, in the universe. But I believe that he's keeping the faith that you can both transform into this beautiful butterfly, and your relationship can be this beautiful butterfly. So he's really has a lot of faith that he can, create this bond with you, and you'll want to create it back with him. Grief work. So he knows that you have done a lot of grief work, that you have really had to step back and move away from all the shit that was going on, all the, darkness, all the clutter and chaos and people's opinions and so on, to really do this grief work that is really setting you free in life, that has really opened you up again to being able to love other people, to express yourself, to show the world who you are. And I believe your father is really appreciating that, and it really admires that you were able to do that, to step back and really work through that, and be able to come out a beautiful butterfly in the end. We have moving on again, so that's twice. So he definitely knows that you're moving on from a difficult situation, that you're ready to really move down the path where you want to go, and you really want to transform into, a beautiful butterfly that really projects beauty out into the world. Pure unconditional love, kindness, gentleness, and he's really seeing that, and he's really, you know, right beside you, applauding you and patting you on the back and saying, "You're doing a great job. Just keep going. I'm so proud of you. And I'm so glad that you're able to take that first step and move on towards your new life, your new journey, your new happiness." We have the crown chakra. Now, the crown chakra is the seventh chakra and is at the top of the chakra ladder, which starts from the root chakra that grounds us on the earth and processes upward and connects us with the universe and the divine source of creation. So he definitely looks at you as a very connected human being to the divine, that you definitely receive downloads. You definitely receive messages that a lot of people don't receive, that you can definitely communicate and really connect to the divine, and the divine speaks through you and helps you grow and helps you speak out and helps other people grow. And he's really starting to understand that, and he's really, just maybe he's learning about it. Maybe it scared him. It scares a lot of people when people like me are so connected and we know so much. People don't like to be around us because they're like, "Oh my gosh, they know what I did last night, and what are they thinking?" And me, truly, I'm not trying to see into people's lives. I don't need to if they're being honest and truthful to me. Plus, I don't want to judge another person because I have been no angel. I mean, none of us are angels. We're here to learn and grow and make mistakes and make hard mistakes. That sometimes it takes us more than once to learn this mistake, but we're here to learn them and to grow and to really move down this path and plant new seeds, and watch them grow and just become a beautiful person inside and out. And then the last card I pulled is the sacral chakra. This is the second primary chakra. This chakra is said to be blocked by fear, especially the fear of death. Opening the chakra can boost creativity, manifested desire, and confidence. It also is directly related to sexuality, passion, intimacy, money, and joy. By balancing the chakra allows us to improve our relationships with ourselves and with others. So I feel that maybe some of you had a near-death experience, and when you did, maybe it really opened your gifts up. I know with me, truly, I've always been very gifted, even as a child.